this is Nick at Night, and I'm doing something a little different, something different than Fortnite, because this is something that I really care about, and it's albums, it's music. I love me some music, I love me some albums, and I thought that I would go through my favorite albums of 2021. This is a top 20 list, going from 20 to 1. I'll explain why I like them, explain my favorite songs, my least favorite song, and why. This is just my opinion, first of all. Second of all, this is of my favorite albums that I've listened to. I bet that Little Sims record was great. I bet that Chief Keef album that came out like a couple days ago was great. I didn't listen to those albums. I should have, but I didn't, so they're not part of this list. This is my list of January 2nd of my 2021 albums of that year. All right, and for starters, we have number 20. I know, okay, settle down. I know. We have number 20, Certified Lover Boy by Drake. This album was not great from Drake, I'll be honest. You know, I think I enjoyed Scorpion a little more. I enjoyed Views a little more. There's plenty of other albums that are better than, but I think that even his worst albums are not bad. This album still has so many songs to listen to, so many classic moments that I really enjoyed. I wrote here, even Drake's worst work can still be played and have some kind of listenability. This album was far from perfect, but when he said he was a lesbian, I felt that. So my favorite songs off of this album was Champagne Poetry. The intro was crazy. In the Bible, Fair Trade with Travis Scott. Way Too Sexy, I think, was a great song. Yaba's Heartbreak, though it doesn't really have Drake. Knife Talk, of course, and I Miss You Too, featuring Kid Cudi. My least favorite song, there's a lot of songs to hate on this album. The whole concept of fucking fans was absolutely horrid. I hated that so much, so I put my least favorite song as Fucking Fans. Okay, so number 19. Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. This album's great. You know, like, pop albums can be very shallow sometimes, and there's no doubt that this album has shallow parts, but I think that Olivia Rodrigo as a performer and as an artist is actually really talented. The way that she mixes, like, rock and pop in her music is fantastic. I remember listening to Brutal for the first time with my girlfriend, and I was like, oh my god, like, this is crazy. However, as I've written here, I will never forgive Olivia for Driver's License. That song is horrid, and the love of that song makes no sense. I was hanging out with friends at the beach. They're like, oh my god, have you heard of this song Driver's License? It's two girls, and they both started crying, and I'm just sitting here like, what's so sad about this song? It's not a good song. So my favorite songs are Brutal, Traitor, Deja Vu, Good For You, Jealousy is a good song. My least favorite song is Driver's License. That song is terrible. Driver's License is terrible. Continuing, we have Hitler Wears Hermes, side B. Both sides of this record's really good. The Sincerely Adolf side came before this one, obviously. Great record. It was on my top 24 bit, but I switched some things around. I think the side B is just better. It has more songs that are listenable, because though I love Westside Gunn, a lot of his music to me isn't very listenable. It's very hard to digest because it feels like the beats don't match. His voice is I'm still trying to get used to his voice. I used to hate Westside Gunn's voice and his delivery because the music sounded like a mess. It still sounds like a mess sometimes, but I love it. My favorite song is Hell on Earth Part 2, Best Dressed Demons, Why I Do 'Em Like That, and Eddie Kingston. Least favorite song is Julia Lang. It's ruined by the first half where like it's just a woman talking, but once the beat gets in, it's like a good song, but I wish it was just two separate things, because the Julia Lang song is good, the intro sucks. Anyways, 16, Smiling with No Teeth. This album is great. The atmosphere is just great. Like, him smiling in the album cover makes me want to smile, and so does the music. It's very bright, it's very colorful. The sounds, the mind-controlling production is what I called it. It's just fascinating, and the way he uses his voice to like sing and rap, it's also great. Favorite songs: On the Move, The Other Black Dog, Waiting on Ya, Gold Chains. I had trouble finding a least favorite song for this album, but I think my least favorite is probably Drown. It's just one that I didn't listen to as much as the other ones. 15, King's Disease 2 by Nas. I thought Nas was gonna take a break after winning the Grammy for Best Rap Album last year, but just came back. He just came back, and it was so much better than the Grammy-winning album last year, in my opinion. I thought that Freddie Gibbs was gonna win last year, and hearing this, I definitely think Freddie Gibbs should have won last year because that was not Nas's best work. And I think him and Hit Boy make wonders. I think Hit Boy is a fantastic producer, and I think that they just make wonders. The favorite songs on here: The Pressure, great. The flow switch is great on the second half. Death Row East, Rare, You Know the Vibe, Moments, Nobody featuring Lauryn Hill. My least favorite song, this song is so cringy. No Phony Love. It was just like, okay, buddy. All right. Thank you, Nas. Thank you. Moving on. Life of a Don by Don Toliver. I love Don Toliver. His music is just so nice to listen to. Even his bad songs are like not bad. Okay, the Company Part 2 is pretty bad, but like his music is just so ear grabbing, and I wanted this album so bad. I thought he was gonna release it in July when he posted about it. No, we all knew Life of a Don was coming, and when it finally came out, it was beautiful. Favorite songs: Escape, Flocky Flocky, Travis Scott, Swangin' on Westheimer. That song is beautiful. That song is beautiful. Drugs and Hella Melodies. Ooh. Least favorite song has to be Company Part 2. That song was... Company was alright where it was. You didn't have to make a second one. Anyways, Boldy James and the Alchemist, Bo Jackson. I made my 2020 list last year, and Detroit 2 was my favorite rap album of the year, following Song Machine by Gorillaz. The album Manger on McNichols is so much better, and I was so excited to hear more Boldy James, and this record fits so, like, this record's just so nice. I was checking my playlist. I had all the songs on this album on this playlist. Like, it's just so good. So good. My favorite songs: Double Hockey Sticks, I love the name of that song. Turpentine, I think that's how you say it. Steel Wool, Speed Trap, Fake Flowers is pretty beautiful. My least favorite song is Flight Risk. That song might be on my playlist, but looking back at it and listening to the music again, it's definitely not as strong as the other tracks. Still, like, Boldy James, he does it so well. 12, Haram by Armand Hammer and The Alchemist. The Alchemist is like back with another album in my top 20. He's so good at making beats. They're like soundtrack beats. They just bring you in. And the rapping by Armand Hammer is so like grumpy, one note, you know, like both of them do so well at this like monotone but like intriguing voice that like grabs you into what they're saying. My favorite songs are Roaches Don't... I love the song names on this as well. Roaches Don't Fly, Indian Summer, Scaffolds, Chincharones, Ouija, and Stone Fruit has to be one of the best songs of this year. The beat Alchemist makes with the siren or like whatever that is going just up and down throughout the entire song, and the hook is so like poorly sang, but it's there, and like something about it just makes it feel like a song made in like somebody's living room. I had trouble finding a least favorite song on this album too. God's Feet, Magic by Nas. This one came out of nowhere. I was just chilling, and then it's like, oh, Nas came out with an album on Christmas Eve, and this was definitely a Christmas gift. This album, I feel this album's better than both King's Disease. It's a shorter track list with I think 11 tracks, but all 11 tracks worked so well together, and they all hit so hard. Hit Boy once again carrying Nas with the absolutely stellar beats. Magic just feels more complete. I like shorter albums if they work well. This is why like Ye is one of my favorite Kanye West albums. 7 out of 7 tracks for that album, and this is 11 out of 11 in my opinion. Not a miss. Shorter track list, beautiful. Favorite song: Speechless, Meet Joe Black, I thought was pretty cool. 4016 Building, Wave Gods, Dedicated. Least favorite song, probably The Truth. I might have to re-listen to it, but right now it's The Truth. And here comes my top 10. 10 being From Me to You by Quadeca. I don't like the term YouTube rapper. A YouTube rapper is Logan Paul or Jake Paul, you know, back in like 2016, Rice Gum, when they rapped for their community, where Quadeca has a community. It was like FIFA or whatever, and then he has his like artistic views and portfolio, and this album was just insane. The production on this album is better than your favorite rapper's production. Not mine's Kanye West, but your favorite, you who likes Lil Baby, this album is better than any Lil Baby album that came out. It's so cinematic. you just close your eyes and you can imagine this, you know, the summit, the snowy mountains that Quadeca is like climbing in this, and like it's just so grand. How can a YouTube rapper make something so grand, you know? My favorite songs: Sisyphus, Candles on Fire, Smiling at the Ground, Burning Bridges, Long Day is like one of my favorite songs from this year. Work, People Pleaser. Least favorite song, Super Hard. I couldn't do any of the interludes, the musical interludes, because they're just so beautiful. I did Where'd You Go, top 10 of the year. 9, TYRON. This one fell from grace. This one was like top 3 for the longest time, but we just got ambushed with the amount of great albums in the second half of this year. TYRON being one of the albums on the first half of the year. I like slowthai because of his feature list. I like slowthai because of his last album, Nothing Great About Britain. But this one just beats it out of the water. This album is relatively short, beautiful, and it's like split into halves. The half with like the uppercase text, more bangers, more of the like regular slowthai, which is like in your face, you can't cancel me, you know, all that stuff. And then the second half is a part of slowthai we never seen before. A lot more emotional, a lot more telling, and it's so beautiful to see the two combat each other. Like the Play with Fire going into I Tried is just such a humbling listen, and it's beautiful. My favorite songs: Cancelled with Skepta, Maza with A$AP Rocky, Play with Fire, I Tried, Terms, and Feel Away. My least favorite song, again, really hard to choose. I had to go with NHS just because I didn't listen to it as much as I did the other ones. Fantastic record, just great. Moving on. Oh my god. An Evening with Silk Sonic by Silk Sonic. Their first single, I think, came out in March, Leave the Door Open, and I've been waiting for them to drop the entire year, and when they did, it was like Christmas morning. I love Bruno Mars. Me and my dad used to listen to Bruno Mars together all the time. Anderson .Paak I found recently. Beautiful artist as well. Together they did not disappoint. Like the vibe, they make songs that sound sexy. They make songs that sound stylish. Their live performance is incredible. The entire like vibe of this album is so crazy, and I love it so much. It just had to jump up to number 8. Like, I wish I could put it up more. It's just fantastic. My favorite songs: Leave the Door Open, of course. After Last Night, Smoking Out the Window, Put On a Smile, Skate. Least favorite song: 777. I made 3 different Twitter accounts to get the code for the Fortnite dance for Leave the Door Open, and I got all 3 from when they were doing that giveaway for the Fortnite emote. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I loved that little thing with Fortnite. This album is incredible. By the time I get to Pheonix by Injury Reserve, this album kind of flew under my radar, and even listening to it, and even after saying like it was such a fantastic record, it still did, because albums like this you can't listen to like in the car or with aux, or like when you're just like doing something, because like you have to pay attention to the musicality of it. Like sometimes it doesn't even feel hip-hop the way that like the singer, I don't know names, the singer or rapper like sings or raps, and it's just beautiful. Like, I remember listening to the song Knees and thinking like, this is it. The production is so wild, so crazy, and so beautiful. My favorite songs: Outside, Superman, That, Footwork in a Forest Fire, like makes you feel like you're in a forest fire. Wild's Wild West, Postpartum, I don't know. Yeah, Knees, fantastic. Least favorite songs: Ground Zero, a little too frantic for me. Still a great listen though. This album's incredible. Album cover, incredible. 6, The Melodic Blue by Baby Keem. Baby Keem has been like, this is such a good year for Baby Keem, and his work has been so promising since Die For My Bitch. And I remember listening to that album, I was like, okay, this album's good, and you know, he had some TikTok songs, but I feel like he was always known as Kendrick Lamar's cousin, where I feel like this record, he proved himself to be way more than just somebody else's cousin, but his own artist. The way, like, because this is all, like, I think produced by him. The production was great on this record, so great. His like, the way he changes his voice to rap, incredible. I think that the songs with Kendrick Lamar are great, but even on, like, Family Ties, I think Baby Keem beats Kendrick on Family Ties. it's just like, he's so good. His feature on Donda, I love that feature on Praise God. Bada da boom, da bada da bing. I need a new girl, my old one was mean. I was like, oh my god, baby king. He does it all, and he does it all so well. Favorite songs, Trademark USA goes so hard. Range Brothers, Lost Souls, Cocoa, or Coco, however you say that. Family Ties, of course. Scars with the 808s and Heartbreak beat. Durag Activity. Least favorite song? This song, like, I can't believe that this song is on this album. Pink Panties is just not a good song, but like all the rest of the album is so great. Like Pink Panties is just irrelevant. It's just irrelevant. Like, who cares that it's even on the album? It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't. I'm moving it on. Whole Lotta Red by Playboi Carti. I love this album so much. Me and my girlfriend's favorite album is this album because when we were first talking before even dating, I told her about this album. She listened to this album. I have beaded bracelets that say Vamp. I got her Crocs for Christmas with Vamp on it. We're Vamps at this point. My emojis on my phone for her text messages are a kiss, like a lipstick kiss and a vampire. Like, this is our vibe, and this album is just so great. Like, and I wrote a little like funny thing here. When I first listened to this album, I had a migraine headache because of COVID-19 back last Christmas, and it was the worst listening experience ever. I just wanted to rip my ears off of my head. Like, my head hurt so much, but I needed to listen to this album so bad, and I ended up falling in love with it. My favorite songs: Stop Breathing, Beano. I love the Carti, you back on your ratchet shit line. Metamorphosis, this is me and Amanda's favorite song. Slayer, New Tank, Control, On That Time, Sky. Sky is one of my favorite Playboi Carti songs ever. And like the first of the month thing, I think every time is the first of the month. Yesterday, January 1st, first of the month. Feel Like Dying shouldn't be a Playboi Carti song, it's so beautiful. It's like the sample and his singing, just beautiful. Least favorite song? It used to be Teen X. I like Teen X now. Teen X is a great song. Jump Out the House just doesn't do it for me. Like, I like his repetition is fine. DRACO. I can't do Jump Out the House. I can't. But fantastic record. I know it's technically 2020, but I already made my list before this album came out, so this album had to go on a list. It had to go on a list. It's number 5. It's number 5. You can't argue with Playboi Carti on Whole Lotta Red. It's just too good. It's just too good. LP by JPEGMAFIA. I wrote here, there's nothing better than dancing to music that doesn't feel danceable, and JPEGMAFIA makes music for that feeling. Like, JPEGMAFIA, listening to his previous work and even this album, some songs just feel like 100 gecs, like gek, like slamming on a keyboard, but like it works so well. It works so well. Like, you know those like worst beats of all time compilations? This, like, half of the beats on this album fit in there, but it's so good. And his like rapping and his quirky like one-liners, it's just all so great. I didn't listen to the offline version as much as I listened to the streaming version because the streaming is more accessible to me. My favorite songs though are Trust, Nemo, Hazard Duty, Payoff. The online version is insane. Are You Happy? Rebound is one of my favorite songs this year. The Ghost of Ranking Dread is great. Least favorite song was so hard to find, but I think I'm going with OG just because I couldn't think of anything else. Just a fantastic record. I recommend this to anybody. Like, it's a hard listen, but it's so worth it. Number 3, Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler the Creator. I love Tyler the Creator. Igor is probably one of my like favorite albums, probably like top 5 of all time. Igor was my first record I got from my record player. Tyler the Creator has been on a winning streak since, in my opinion, Cherry Bomb, but like for everybody's opinion, Flower Boy. Man, and this just continues the victory lap from Igor winning Rap Album of the Year and Flower Boy, and he's back with this another like love-drenched story that's just beautiful, so beautiful. And the musicality is great, the production is great, the features. He made 42 Dugg sound good. He made NBA Youngboy sound good. What's Your Name is one of my favorite songs of this year. And it's like, it's NBA Youngboy, and I hate NBA Youngboy. God. Favorite songs, Corso, What's Your Name? Oh my god. Hot Wind Blows. Sweet I Thought You Wanted to Dance is one of my favorite songs over like 8 minutes. Like, how is this song almost 10 minutes? It's like 9 minutes, 51 seconds. How is it almost 10 minutes, but it feels like it goes by so fast? It's so great. Juggernaut is also great with Lil Uzi Vert and Pharrell Williams. I think they both do great. I think the beat is fantastic. The music video with him on the monster truck doing like the weird dances, the crazy frog looking dances, they're great too. Least favorite song, I had to choose Rise. I feel like choosing interludes are like cheating, because like Blessed I guess would be like the least favorite song for me, but Rise song wise is just not my favorite. Fantastic record though. Fantastic record. I bought shirts, I have posters. Fantastic record. Number 2, oh this one was hard. Roadrunner New Light New Machine by Brockhampton. I love Brockhampton so much. I have countless Brockhampton shirts, pants, posters. Love Brockhampton so much, and I was so happy to listen to this record because Iridescence, it was alright. Ginger, like, it was alright. It was quiet, you know? And I think it ended really badly. They finally found themselves after losing Amir Van on this album. It was insane, and like the features, insane. So like, alright, they finally found their saturation sound. I just think that means that like they found themselves again. I finally think they're not lost, and it sounds like they matured. Songs like The Light. What song sounds so hard but makes you want to cry so much? Like, what a great song. Like, probably my favorite song this year, like besides like Off the Grid. Favorite songs, Buzzcut, Chain On with JPEGMAFIA. JPEGMAFIA's verse is so good. Old News is like one of my favorite pop songs this year. I think the person who sings the hook, I forgot their name. There's so many people in Brockhampton. The hook is insane. Don't Shoot Up the Party. The Light Part 2, you just have to put in there. Least favorite, really hard to choose. Like, it's really hard to choose, but When I Ball just doesn't make me move as much as the other track, and I think that's why I chose that one. This album is stellar. There's only one album that in my opinion, could beat this year, and it's because it comes from my favorite artist. It's Donda by Kanye West. This album is all a Kanye West fan could ask for since his recent change of direction. My favorite Kanye West album is The Life of Pablo, and this feels like a Jesus is King Life of the Pablo. Just Jesus! The amount of songs on this thing is colossal. A song for every mood. I remember seeing memes where it's like, put this thing on shuffle, and it's like one song, it's like Come to Life and he's crying, and the next song is Off the Grid where it's like Pop Smoke like doing his dance. This album is a whole orchestra set of artistic ability, musicality. He talks about self-identity. He reflects to the people he loses in his life, like his mother, his own wife, the mother of his children, and how they all come together. He shoots at Drake. This album is like, every time you listen to it, it gets better and better. The deluxe, though the track list was weird, the added songs just made it even better and better. I still cannot listen to Never Abandon Your Family without crying. That song is incredible. My favorite songs are all of them, but if I had to choose, Off the Grid, Praise God, 24 is the best gospel song I've ever heard. Moon with Don Toliver, oh my god. Keep My Spirit Alive, KC version. Kanye West did great on his chorus, but KC just did it better. And with Griselda on it, oh my god. Come to Life is one of the most beautiful Kanye West songs ever. Life of the Party with Andre 3000. Never Been in Your Family, just, you can't beat it. Least favorite song, Tell the Vision. This one wasn't hard. This album is the best album of 2021 in my opinion, but just you can't ignore Television. Like, I was so close to putting none for least favorite song, but like, I can't tell you I've been listening to Television. I can't, because I haven't. But yeah, that's my list of 2021 albums. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me your opinions. Tell me what you listened to in 2021. What's your favorite album? What's your favorite artist? I'd love to know. And I hope I can make more music related videos in the future, because I really enjoy music and talking about music and discussing, you know, music news. And if you guys enjoyed this and you guys like listen to me talk about music, I love to talk about music more with my Fortnite stuff. Make sure to subscribe to me. I'm getting used to this YouTube thing. Have a great rest of your night. I'm just gonna end it like I usually end my streams. Have a great rest of your night, and goodbye.